Hi everybody, Luke again. Thank you so much for showing up once more to my second ever YouTube video on this channel. And thank you if you were one of the, I think, 2 or so comments on my last video. I actually did not expect to get really any engagement whatsoever, but I think we're at like 100 views or so now, and I'd like to think that maybe only 30 or so are just me rewatching, trying to find issues with my first ever YouTube video. But thank you anyway if you have watched the first video and you've come to this one, and if you haven't, just to give you a bit of background, my name's Luke. This is a relatively new YouTube channel. I say relatively because this very video is my second ever on this channel, and I'm just really putting this channel out there so that I can share my thoughts and feelings about things that either interest me, that's going on in the world or in my life at the moment. And hopefully, as I mentioned in my last video, I will actually do some talking pieces with some interesting industry experts or just people that are really super passionate about particular topics that interest me more than anything else. In today's video, the reason why I've got a bottle of water here is not because I'm sponsored by Evian in any way, shape or form, but because I actually wanted to talk about perceived value. It's a big topic and it's something that I think about often as a marketing specialist. And the reason I have the bottle of water is there is kind of like a famous example of the fact that a bottle of water can have many costs associated with it. It could cost potentially a couple of pounds at a convenience store. It could cost, well, not even a couple of pounds really, I guess inflation perhaps, but it can cost maybe, let's say, £1 at a supermarket convenience store. It could potentially cost £4 maybe at a fancy gym. And then if you're going to a nice restaurant and they ask you if you want bottled water, that could perhaps lead to maybe a £6-7 cost for the same water essentially. And what that basically means is that the user, the audience that want this water, have a different perceived value depending on the location they are at and depending on the need and requirement of this bottle of water. So, you know, if you're just walking around in a convenience shop and you just kind of maybe fancy a bottle of water, you're a bit thirsty, you're not necessarily in need of this bottle of water, but it would be nice and handy to have, then, you know, £1 is really nothing major and you're likely, oh, I think my camera might fall, you're likely to go ahead and purchase it. But if the same bottle of water in the supermarket was £7-8, you're likely to look at it and go, wow, what a rip-off, and move on. However, this is the same with the gym, right? So gym, £4. I don't think I would still buy a £4 bottle of water personally in a supermarket. Some people might. But in a gym, I've worked out. I've been running for an hour. I've been lifting weights. I'm thirsty and I forgot my water. That £4 water is a bargain, and I'm likely to go ahead and purchase it and drink it and enjoy it and not even think twice about it. And then it's the same with the restaurant, right? You're out at a restaurant, you're eating amazing, deliciously prepared food, and you're a bit thirsty, and you just so happen to want some water, maybe by the side of a nice glass of wine just to complement it, etc. Then £7, £8, yes, you're probably going to think it's a little bit pricey. I personally never do tend to buy the bottled waters in a restaurant. However, in the grand scheme of things, when accompanied with great food, you're spending money on that anyway, it's not much of an expense. And so, again, this bottle of water has different values depending on the location and the perceived value by the person who's potentially interested in purchasing it. And I'm a manager as well, by the way, so in my particular field of marketing, I don't only deliver marketing to businesses in the UK and globally, but also I manage a team of people who then deliver that marketing as well. And I think about that perceived value in the sense of people and management and working with people to get the very best out of them. And I did a post on my social media not long ago about that, and how just like this bottle of water, depending on the location it's at, it delivers higher or lower value to the person. The same can be said for people. Putting them in the right environments, ensuring that the culture is correct, ensuring that they enjoy what they do, is likely to get better results out of them than if, for example, they're not enjoying the particular work they're doing, or they're not necessarily in the most nicest of cultures. Then it's likely, if their perceived value is low, then they're likely going to fall into that and deliver low value. So it was just a bit of a thought experiment more than anything else, just something that I wanted to kind of share with you about how, just like anything, you know, Louis Vuitton, all of these luxury brands do this very, very well to some degree. About, you know, a black t-shirt can just be £5, or it could be a Gucci, Louis Vuitton, £150 black t-shirt, no difference. The material might be a little bit nicer, but it's all about that perceived value, and that really is this video in a nutshell. I just wanted to discuss that a little bit with you. It was just a thought I had, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm going to make more of these kind of short, off the cuff videos with minimal to zero, hopefully, editing. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later. Bye.